Om Sai Ram, Sri Akkalkot Nivasi Swami Samarth ki jai. And so far, we have learned through all the stories that we have heard about curing incurable diseases. Sri Swami was very compassionate, whose grace was so much on his devotees that the most incurable afflictions that the devotees suffered from were cured by his grace. Many came to him burdened not only with disease but with despair. So, one of such devotees was Vamanbua Barodekar. His body had become a house of suffering. Kidney stones, dysentery, rheumatism, piles, burning sensations, failing eyesight, everything. Doctors had given up hope. He could neither eat nor sit upright. Yet, through this unbearable pain, he continued chanting the Lord's name and praying to Sri Swami. One day, broken by agony, Vamanbua decided to end his life. He walked silently to Sursagar lake in Baroda and drowned himself. But before death could claim him, Swami Samarth appeared, pulled him out of the water and scolded him. Why try to escape your fate? Endure it with courage. That very night, after months of torment, Vamanbua slept peacefully. By the way, before I continue further with the stories, this particular story is also mentioned in Sri Sai Satcharitra, where Sri Swami Samarth prevented one of his devotees from committing suicide. And similarly, in front of Sathevara, one of Baba's devotees, when he was going to end his life by throwing himself into a well, he got Baba's message through this very book, Sri Swami Samarth's biography, not to commit suicide. So please do read it, because this story very much reminds us of Baba's Satcharitra's story. So now to proceed with Sri Swami Samarth's biography. So now soon this person's health began to improve. When he later met Swami in person, the saint playfully reminded him of his failed attempt of committing a suicide. With Swami's blessings, Vamanbua was completely restored to health and later became a great spiritual scholar. And there are numerous miracles that continued. One of those miracles is of a scorpion sting. So once a scorpion stung the wife of a devotee of Sri Swami, whose name was Cholappa. He was very close, an intimate devotee of Sri Swami. His wife was stung by a scorpion. She writhed in unbearable pain. Swami simply tossed his shoe towards her and asked her to place her hand inside the shoe. Strangely, the pain vanished, while her hand remained inside the shoe and returned the moment she removed it. So this is strange. The moment she put her hands inside, it again cured. So trusting his word, she kept her hand inside there throughout the night, and she was relieved of a pain of scorpion sting. Another occasion, there in a nearby village there was a devotee whose name was Ravana, and he died from a snake bite. His lifeless body was brought before Sri Swami. After sternly correcting his attendants for their doubt, Swami instructed them to call out Ravana's name loudly. To everyone's astonishment, the man sat up as if waking from sleep. So Swami Samarth's mercy even gave life to a dead man who was completely dead by his snake bite. There was also Madhavrao Vinsurkar, a respected regent troubled by spreading white patch on his thigh. He was consumed by fear. When he prayed for relief, Sri Swami curiously asked about his white stone in his ring and told him to discard it. Vinchurkar obeyed it, and within days his white patch from the thigh also disappeared. Similarly, a North Indian Brahmin named Lala Sahib suffered from leukoderma. After temples and rituals brought no cure, he dreamt of a radiant yogi with a cow, who later revealed himself as Swami Samarth. Following Swami's instruction, he humbly fed stray dogs. Lala Sahib's disease gradually vanished. Another saintly devotee in Mumbai, whose name was Thakurdas Baba, was covered entirely with white patches. Swami threw a burning log towards him, and Thakurdas mixed the ash of this burning wood, the burnt wood, which was the sacred vibhuti of Sri Swami, and he applied that udi to his body. And in a few days, his skin was completely clear. Leprosy too found no refuge before Sri Swami. Just like Sri Baba, Swamiji also cured leprosy cases by his mere touch and grace. So there was a poor leper devotee guided by divine visions. He arrived at Akkalkot and he started Swamiji for years. And Swami gave him a piece of sandalwood and instructed him to apply its paste daily. When the wood was fully used, it was a miracle the devotee saw that the leprosy had completely disappeared. There was another proud Punjabi gentleman suffering from the same leprosy disease, and he came seeking a miracle from Swami. Swamiji exposed his hidden immoral life before everyone, shattering his ego. Humbled and repentant, the man surrendered. Within 2 months, he was cured from his leprosy. So it was a punishment for the unrighteous life that he was leading. He was suffering from his karmafal. And Swamiji cured his disease and removed his sins. In another instance, there was a leprous Brahmin, unable to bear his suffering, begged for death. He was so tired of his life. Instead, Sri Swami instructed him to apply his sacred excretion and take a bath. Now people will make a lot of fun about it, and people will make comments that how can a saint suggest such a thing? But that was the true remedy for the cure of his own disease, and it is the leela of Sri Swami. What can we humans who are filled with imperfections comment on that? So through this remedy, although it seemed very strange, the man obeyed it with faith, and within 4 days, all his wounds healed, and he was completely cured. Even asthma was cured by something as simple as a roasted sweet potato prescribed by Sri Swami to a struggling devotee. So, this was how he cured numerous incurable diseases through his word and grace. Diseases which were born by destiny, which could not be cured otherwise by human interventions, were cured by Sri Swami's grace. So this is a true testament of faith, surrender, and divine compassion from Sri Swami. Sri Swamiji was not just a healer of bodies, not only a healer of bodily diseases, but also a restorer of dharma, a restorer of faith in the divine. And this is how a lot of devotees were cured of their diseases, and they found a new meaning of their life. Their faith in Sri Swami, in spirituality, was restored by him. So it was a lot of stories in this segment of the book, which I summarized briefly for all of you and narrated them to you all for relishing. And I recommend all of you to please go through the book itself and read it from the beginning. I'm sure you will experience unparalleled bliss, and you will be able to experience the mercy of Shree Swami Samarth. With this, I end today's episode and hope to see you all in the next episode, where I will be again sharing a very interesting leela of removing the spirit that possessed a devotee's body by Shree Swami Samarth. With that, I take your pardon for the day, and I hope you all have a very good week ahead. Om Sai Ram.